guys, if you cannot see me. Anyway, let me pull up my little notes for this video. I really said I was going to do better, and let's be real, I'm doing just as well. Okay, so hi, my name is Abby. If you've never ever seen my face, my name is Abby, and I'm a recent college graduate. And in today's video, I'm going to tell you my top 10 books to read this year in 2025. It's just a backstory and like how I got into reading. So I used to hate reading because, truth be told, I was not really good at it. I struggled with it. In 3rd grade, I had just moved back from the UK to the US and was still reading mainly picture books. Truth be told, I like the pictures more than the words. I had a teacher advocate and help me improve my reading skills. So because of that, I started reading more advanced chapter books. Yay me. Yay everyone. I think that sometimes reading is something that we all struggle with. We just don't realize that other people are struggling around us, but also the education system is very different in Scotland, in the UK where I came from, versus in the US, especially where I was in the US. Like, I went like straight to like one of the top areas for education. So, and as I got older, I began reading self-help books and other nonfiction type books on subjects that I was interested and passionate about, especially during homeschooling. I read a lot of biographies and memoirs. I've always been the type of person that likes to learn from other people. I liked watching YouTube as well, so I was like learning from other people as I went. But I have a couple of them in front of me right now of some of the books that I'm going to be talking about, but I like to preface that these are in no particular order at all. And I just want to say, if you have a phone and a library card, you have access to, or just in general, if you live near a library, you have access to reading. You can read through your phone, through Libby. You can go to the library and get a library card and check out library books. Like, there's literally so many resources out there. You don't need to go to the bookstore and buy a book like my brother does a lot. Sorry, Jake, for calling you out, but it's somewhat true. But yeah, like, you don't need to do that. You just don't need to do that. And you can watch this video and do nothing about it, but that's your choice, not mine. So the first one is Atomic Habits. This is the first book I would suggest diving into if you're trying to improve yourself and in just in general self-development. Like, he makes it so clear what actionable steps you can take today that will help you improve tomorrow. Like, he'll like help guide you. He won't make the decision for you, obviously. Like, none of these people will, but he will show you that just taking one step, like, you know how at the end of my videos I typically say, like, make one step to change your tomorrow or something like that. He basically shows like the data of how that affects you, because like if you just sit, you're not even gonna make a dent. It's just like kind of similar to like debt. If you just are only attacking the interest, you're not gonna make a dent in your actual debt. Anyway, it just shows you how one positive habit can improve your tomorrow. Greenlights. This one, number 2 is Greenlights. This one is written by Matthew McConaughey. It's a memoir. And so it talks about how his like experiences in Hollywood and just in general in life. And he's just a really great author. And I think like books like that kind of help me want to get back into journaling, because it shows in like just in general, it shows journal entries. So that's a good one. Bullet journal method is number 3. Again, no particular order. Bullet journal method just talks about bullet journaling and how you can use it to improve your life. And I think it's interesting how like this could get someone to start journaling. Like, it's a different side of journaling. When someone says journaling, I feel like a lot of people think, oh, she's gonna go look go in her diary and like write her feelings and like da 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 and maybe publish it one day. It doesn't really happen like that actually, but it's just like, it's really just like your personal opinion on your life. Obviously that's journaling, but like this is like writing down your to-do lists, idea lists. Like it's just really practical for any of the YWAM, Youth with a Mission, biographies. It just talks about Christian missionaries risking their lives for the sake of the gospel, of bringing the gospel to others. Even if you may think you know someone, like I thought I knew Elizabeth Elliot's story like the back of my hand, but apparently there was more to her story than I thought. And I actually found out that she ended up having like a few husbands, because she ended up getting remarried after her first husband died, and then I think her second husband died as well. And I think it was her third husband that ended up going to the same school that I ended up going to, so that's really cool. And then the Oddessey, I actually have it here. So the Oddessey is Homer. You could read a whole book about, like you can read, like there's so many videos, so many, like you could literally take a course at college about this, but basically the Oddessey is written by Homer. It's the oral history of, passed down from people to people, the Greek mythology. So like this is basically the backbone of Greek mythology. It's like basically like, think of it as like the Bible, but for Greek mythology. And this one is Emily Wilson's rendition of it. I would just suggest anything Homer, honestly. Like read anything Homer, but if you had to choose one, read this one, because it's literally like, I'm telling you, a lot of books are based off this storyline. Like a lot of the characters are similar. Like it's crazy. But yeah, highly recommend that one. And then based off that one, there's Odysseus is like the main character of this one. Also, it can be very hard to understand this book. So like Course Hero, I think I saw a bunch of videos of Course Hero. I'm gonna be completely honest, I don't even know about this book because of a Western lit class I took my last semester. And then there's the Penelopiad, which is Penelope, Odysseus' wife, her take on everything that happened during that time. And actually that was written by the same author as Handmaid's Tale, and it actually does talk about her handmaids in it, and like they have a perspective and Penelope has a perspective, so that's really cute and really cool. And then the Bible, there's like so many different versions of the Bible. This is the NIV. This is not a study Bible. I do have an NIV study Bible. ESV, there's so many. NLT, like there's so many of them. But this is just really like, it shapes all of human history. All of human history is shaped by this one book. As we know it today. It's like a biography, memoir, textbook, and so many more in one. And what's great about the Bible is there's like literally something for everyone. There's literally poetry in here. And there are 66 books of the Bible, I believe. There are more than 60 books of the Bible, and they all have something for everyone, and it is timeless, and it's always like, if you're going through something, there is something for you, and like you can read the same text like 40 times and get something new out of it each and every time. And then there's the Ruthless and Elimination of Hurry. This talks about slowing down when society tells us to like go fast speed, fastest you humanly possibly can, be in the fast lane in life, hustle, make a ton of money, do all these things. That really slows you down. This one, oh my goodness. This one, I just picked this up at the library and I was reading it to my bestie last night. It's called If Nothing. If Nothing. But it's just so beautiful. It's got beautiful word poetry, and just art. It's a beautiful display of word imagery and art. One thing about me that a lot of people don't know is I am actually really into poetry. This is a poem. This is a collection of poems, and so is the Odyssey. In its entirety is a poem. So that's a very interesting thing as well. But yeah, I'm very interested in poetry. I really love poetry. I feel like it's easier to digest. It's nice to see other people's perspectives and see how they put their thoughts into art, quite literally. But yeah, and lastly, the joy of missing out. So many people struggle with the concept of FOMO, the fear of missing out, and always doing what everything, like, oh, so and so, like, there are so many trends in society, and we all feel like we need to be on top of them. And the joy of missing out just talks about you. It gives you insight on not always doing everything and keeping up with everyone around you. But yeah, those were my book recommendations. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope to see you in the next one. But do something today that improves your life tomorrow.